Once, in a tranquil valley nestled between the mountains, there lived a Zen master known as Master Ryu. He was revered far and wide for his wisdom, yet his teachings were simple and often spoke of one key concept: the power of stillness. One autumn afternoon, a young man named Taro traveled from a distant village to seek out the famous master. Taro had heard stories of Ryu's remarkable insight and deep calm, and hoped that the master could help him find peace within himself. When Taro arrived at the temple, he was greeted by the serene landscape. The air was crisp, the leaves were turning golden, and a peaceful pond reflected the sky. Taro, full of restless energy, rushed to the main hall where Master Ryu sat in quiet meditation. The young man bowed respectfully and said, "Master Ryu, I have heard of your wisdom. I seek peace, for my mind is troubled. My thoughts race and I cannot find clarity. Please teach me how to still my mind." Master Ryu opened his eyes slowly, his gaze calm and unhurried. He gestured for Taro to sit beside him. "Sit," said the master, "but do not hurry. Be still, and let your thoughts settle like leaves floating on the water." Taro, eager to begin, quickly sat down, his legs stiff and his back rigid. He closed his eyes tightly and tried to force himself to stillness, but thoughts swirled around him like a storm. "I need to clear my mind. I have too many worries. I must become calm," he thought. But the more he focused on the idea of stillness, the more unsettled he became. After a long while, Taro spoke, frustration creeping into his voice. "Master, I have tried, but I cannot stop the flow of my thoughts. How do I reach the stillness you speak of?" Master Ryu smiled gently, his voice soft. "You seek stillness as if it were something to be grasped. But stillness is not something you can capture. It is like the air, always present, yet invisible. What you must do is stop striving. The more you chase the wind, the harder it is to feel its breath." Taro, feeling perplexed, looked at the master. "But how can I stop striving? My mind is always moving." Master Ryu stood in motion for Taro to follow him. They walked together in silence to the edge of the pond. The water was perfectly still, mirroring the sky above. A single leaf drifted down from a nearby tree and gently landed on the surface of the pond, causing a tiny ripple. The Zen master pointed to the leaf. "Observe the water," he said. "See how it reacts to the leaf? It does not try to resist the ripple. It simply allows the leaf to settle on its surface, and then returns to stillness." Taro looked at the pond and then at the master, but still his mind raced. Master Ryu spoke again. "You are like the water, young one. When you stop struggling, when you stop fighting the ripples in your mind, you will return to your true nature, which is stillness. The key is to let the thoughts come, but not hold on to them. Let them float, like leaves on the surface of the pond. Just as the water does not chase the leaf, you need not chase your thoughts. Simply allow them to pass." Taro sat by the pond, watching the leaf slowly drift away as the water settled back into its original calm state. He exhaled deeply and began to let go of his need to control his thoughts. Hours passed, and the two sat in silence, the only sound being the soft rustle of leaves in the trees. Taro's mind slowly quieted. He felt no need to rush, no urgency to fix or change anything. It was as though his very being had merged with the calmness of the pond. At last, Taro opened his eyes and looked at Master Ryu. "Master, I understand now. Stillness is not something to be forced. It is something to be allowed." Master Ryu nodded, a smile touching his lips. "Yes, young one. The power of stillness comes not from doing, but from being. When you stop chasing the noise, you will discover the deep peace that lies within you. It has always been there, just waiting for you to notice." Taro bowed deeply, feeling a profound sense of gratitude. As he left the temple that evening, the valley seemed different to him. The trees whispered in the wind, and the sky was clearer than ever before. His mind was still, and in that stillness, he found the peace he had been searching for all along. And so, Taro carried the lesson of the Zen Master with him always: the power of stillness, not as something to attain, but as something to realize within oneself.